All right, guys. This week I've had a number of lively conversations by men who are risking divorce because they want to argue about dating their wife. Okay. I had one guy say, "Hey, I'm married. I got to focus on work, kids, paying bills. She's not my girlfriend. I don't need to be dating my wife." And all I have to say, you're putting yourself at risk for divorce. The reality is this, guys. Dating, date night, time alone with your spouse is what you did when she was your girlfriend to grow connection and intimacy. And guess what? If you stop that once you're married, and you add on the stress of raising a family and everything else, eventually you're going to hear, "I want a separation. I love you, but I'm not in love with you. I want a divorce." And you can argue how you shouldn't have to date your wife all you want, but that doesn't exempt you from the realities of you can't ignore tending to and growing the relationship. Think of it as a garden. Everything you did up to marriage to get the garden ready, and you suddenly stop watering it, because that's what dates are. They're the water to emotional connection and intimacy. And what's going to happen, I've seen happen, is the marriages die off. You can't wait till the kids are out of the house. I know of two couples where the husband specifically said, "I don't need to date my wife. She's not a girlfriend. She's my wife. And I don't need to date her." And both of those men are now divorced because they didn't listen. And they wanted to think reality doesn't apply to them. So the reality is this. You have to date your wife if you want a thriving, intimate, deeply connected marriage. And men who fall into the sexless marriage trap often haven't been dating their wives. They answer the question, in the last year, how often have you had date night? The answer is typically rarely or never. Again, I know I've talked about this topic before, but all of a sudden I've had a bunch of comments on some videos and guys are wanting to think the reality of life doesn't apply to them. So you have to date your wife. It's not an option. Ideally once a week, minimum twice a month. If you don't do that, you are putting your marriage at risk. Period. You don't have to like it. You don't have to agree, but understand reality applies to you whether you agree or like it. All right, guys. Have a great week.